Good afternoon. I'm Vicki Westling with City Speaks. City Speaks is a show that's brought to the residents of the city of Dunkirk by Mayor Rosas to ensure transparency throughout his administration and to let you know what's happening in the city. And we've got a big thing happening in the city this week. We have the Great Lakes Offshore Grand Prix 2019 with Larry Bleil. And so, Larry, we're so glad you're here. But before I get started with you, let's take a few quick words from Mayor Rosas. Mayor.
Vicki, I'm glad to be back here, and it's good to have Larry back here again. The Great Lakes Offshore Grand Prix 2019 here in the city of Dunkirk is everybody's excited about it. I'm just glad that we're bringing it back, and glad to see that Larry's already here. My understanding, Larry, is that we do have twice the amount of racers this year. So there's a lot of excitement in the city of Dunkirk, and I'm just proud to be the mayor.
I'm glad to be here, Mayor. It's an honor, really, to see what you've done with this city. And I was there this morning when you did the ribbon cutting on the pier. And last time I was here, it was mud. It looks beautiful now. You guys have done a great job. It's beautiful. I tell you, we go to a lot of places to race, and what you have here in the city of Dunkirk is phenomenal. We have a great place for the pits. I just want to thank you very much.
Well, and a lot of that goes certainly to the vision that Mayor Rosas has, but also our development director, Rebecca Yanis. And we can't leave out our special events coordinator and our chairman of fun, Hector. So Hector, you have really been the one who's kind of spearheaded this, who's really done a lot of the background work with the boat race. And we're not only having the boat race this weekend, but we have some other things that are going on. So tell us quickly what's happening, and then we're going to talk to Larry about all the boats.
Sure. Thank you, Vicki. So Dunkirk's Great Lakes Offshore Grand Prix 2019 is sponsored by Refresco, the Excite Company, Pike, DFT Communications, Lakeshore Savings Bank, Athenix, H&K Services, Chautauqua County IDA, Chautauqua Opportunities, Chautauqua County, Bart's Cove, Lawley Insurance, Agricultural Transport, the Ag Team, APG Sound and Engineer, Spike Dailies, Rookies Tavern, SUNY Fredonia College, Chautauqua Opportunities, Holiday Harbor Marina, and the ECR International, which is formerly the Dunkirk Radiator. This will be streamed live to 105 countries and televised by CBS Sports. The event is in its second year. We learned a lot from our first year running the event. There's going to be a VIP area on top of Dimitri's at the Catarinas. We do have live entertainment each day. There's a community parade happening on Friday, which begins at 5 p.m. Saturday, the boats are in the water at roughly around 10 a.m. in the morning. They'll familiarize themselves with the water conditions, the high waves and whatnot, their surroundings. The 4.3 nautical mile course, they'll need to familiarize themselves with that as some of the boats hit the buoy. There was a couple of accidents there, but otherwise we're looking forward to a very good event and an accident-free event. Friday we kick off after the performances of the community parade. Friday, the Musicians Against Cancer Band premieres at about 5 or 5:30. And then the Fleetwood Mac Experience is a Fleetwood Mac tribute band. They'll take on the stage immediately after the Mac Band. That's sponsored by Athenix. Saturday, we have the Freeze Band kicking it off. Then we have another band after that, which is AC/DC Tribute Band. That's OCDC. And then it's finished by, finally, Jersey, a Bruce Springsteen tribute band. That takes us into Sunday. And by the way, that Saturday is sponsored by Ag Team, if I didn't mention that. And Sunday, you'll kick it off with Rockin' Robin. And then that is then taking you to the Pink Floyd Concept. The Floyd Concept is a Pink Floyd tribute band. And we'll finish that evening off with a fireworks finale. So we're doing things a little bit different as we had last year. Now, the two previous days, on Wednesday, we have that new Sunset Concert Series at Point Gratiot, which was a real hit for the local residents. And we have Dylan and Mike playing their acoustic tunes there Wednesday. And that starts from 6 to 8. Then Thursday we have a huge act. That's coming in from Chicago, Illinois, with Chicago style blues, and that's Joanna Connor and her band. And opening for them is Ion Sky. Let's see, the sponsor for that is Farrell Roofing. Farrell Roofing has become a partner with the city of Dunkirk. Lately, they've done a lot of work under the Mayor Rosas administration and partnering with Mayor Rosas, and they've gotten a lot accomplished in the parks and other projects also. So it's going to be a huge event, this Dunkirk Great Lakes Offshore Grand Prix.
This week,
sure.
Just leading up to this. Now, Mayor, I know that you're really crushed, so we're going to let you go. But before you leave, tell us a little bit about the economic impact that this had last year and what you're expecting this year.
Well, it has a huge economic impact in our community and the surrounding communities. The whole region is going to benefit from it. I know that last year all of our merchants at the boardwalk, as well as Dimitri's and Rookie's and the Clarion, all of them were very, very busy. All of the owners there told me that that was the best they've done. So we expected to be more the same way as last year. As I said before, we're expecting more people than we had last year. And I think it's going to be a huge, huge economic impact for the whole region. But one thing I will say is that I have to give credit to Larry and his team, as well as Hector and his team, our development department, our DPW guys, our police, and our fire. This is not an easy event to put together for and to plan for. And, you know, we've been doing it with a collaborative effort from many, many different entities involved in this. So I just want to thank all the departments internally, as well as the external departments that are helping us out with security and safety and things of that nature.
Well, thank you. And thank you, Mayor. We really appreciate all that you've done, because I know that you've really worked hard to bring this along. Okay, Larry, you're on. Tell me about this. We've said that there are more boats, there are bigger boats. Explain.
Well, what we have is different class of boats. They're between fountains, the large 46-foot with big engines that make a lot of noise, down to smaller boats. We've got an array of equipment that's coming, and people from all over the country come and race. We're this year different than last year, is we're having a national championship that really starts right here in Dunkirk. We race Dunkirk, then we move to Clearwater. They race there, and then in November, Key West. We race 3 days in Key West. The Wednesday, Thursday race will count towards the national points to make a national champion. So then from the national championship, then we have the Worlds also in Key West. But you know, what happens here is pretty exciting. If somebody's not been to a race here before, watching the boats go into the water. Some of them are put into the water with trailers like normal boats, but then the other boats are put in with a crane. We have a large crane out there that puts the boats in and out of the water, and it's really exciting to watch that. You know, it comes down to sometimes I think the racing is the after effect of everything, because you look at the boats, you do the parade, you talk to the teams, watch the activity of the boats going in and out of the water, and that's what I enjoy myself.
Well, I remember from last year that we had the big crane and the boats were being lifted in and out, and there were as many people standing there just in awe of watching this process. So you're right. The entire show becomes an event. You know, It's not just the boats on the water, but just how they get to where they need to go.
Right.
It is really significant. So, and we had boats that come as far away from, didn't we have from New Zealand last year?
Last year we had New Zealand. He's not here this year. He's had to go back to New Zealand, and so he's not going to be here. But we've got teams from all over the country that are here. Florida, New York, New Jersey, Missouri, they're all over the place.
So now Saturday we have, because it's a 2-day, certainly we have the parade Friday night, but then we have the boats on Saturday. What is their function Saturday? What is it that they will be doing on Saturday?
Saturday, what they do is they pretty much get their boats into the water and go out and feel what the lake's like. See what the wind conditions are, which way the wind's for the chop, and they decide what props they're going to put on. It's like changing your gear ratio in a car. They'll go out and it's called open practice, and we can't race in the harbor on Saturday. It's against the rules because the harbor is still open for traffic for people going out fishing and enjoying the day on Saturday. So what they do is they'll go out, test the water conditions, come back in, and they'll have markers set up where the course is so they know how long the straightaway is and what props they need to work with. Then they'll come in and just basically put the boats back into the pit area and get them ready for Sunday.
And how many heats? On Sunday? How many heats do they have?
What we do is we figure the amount of boats that are here and work out what classes are here, because there's different from single outboards on up to the twin engine large boats. When we do that, we start them in different heats because you have just a limited amount of time for putting on the races. So you'll run a race. After that's over, they'll come in. They can do adjustments, maybe change props, whatever they have to do, while the other class goes out and runs. And then when that class is over, you start the same process again for the next. So you run 2 heats with each of the classes, and then at the end of the day, you add the points up for first, second, third.
Okay.
And
now, how many classes are there?
Well, we're open up to open canopy boats also this year. So you have Super Cat, Pro Stock Cat, and then you go down to the P classes, which are open canopies, and there's P1 through 7 that runs, and which makes it exciting because then you're going to see some of the boats that have, you see the drivers in them. You have the closed canopy plus open canopy boats. So it makes for a fun day of...
So now Saturday you're starting at what time though with your testing of the waters?
We open up at, I think the crane starts at 10 o'clock putting boats in the water. All the boats have to go through inspection. So on Friday and Saturday, they have to pass our tech inspections before they're allowed to go into the crane area and go into the water. So the dive teams that are here, they do the safety inspections on the boat, and then our team does the technical inspections on the boats to make sure all the safety gear's there, everything's correct. We bring our dive team from Florida up here that works in conjunction with your city dive team and the sheriff and the county divers. They go into boats with our dive team because they have experience in rescue if a boat turns over. So that's all going on Saturday and getting everybody. We have a meeting on Saturday morning, and then we have a meeting on Sunday morning with all the people involved to know where they have to be, what the schedule is. We also have a command central that's here, and that piece of equipment is brought in from the county, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
The county has this beautiful motorhome is going to be on the pier that is command central. We have a person, 2 people in there that everybody has to communicate through command central where they're at, what they're doing, when they're going in the water, and everybody has to check into there. So there's a lot of things that go on behind the scene that people don't even see.
Well, and I know that there's been a tremendous amount of coordination because I know that Hector has just been going in 1,000 different directions. Now, Hector, you have to coordinate with many people, certainly the Coast Guard and the Sheriff's Department. Tell me about some of those coordinating activities that you're required to do.
Sure, it takes about 6 months. You have to apply, meet a deadline to apply for the event, and we had to apply for a Homeland Security permit, a marine permit, because it is a federal channel, our harbor, and also an FAA permit, because many of you don't know that we're going to have a surprise intermission act with a wing walker performing by Carol Pilon and her pilot Jim Lavelle.
Now, she's going to be there Saturday and Sunday, is that
Sure,
correct?
exactly, and then she'll fly into the FAA closed space, and there won't be allowed any drones. You cannot fly any drones in that closed space. I want your listeners to understand that the airspace is owned by the city for this event, by Race World Organization, by CBS, and only our drones can be filming. It's dangerous enough with just the one drone. Imagine what it'd be like if we had 10 drones.
So,
Well, an airplane is flying
any
up
of
there.
the homeowners or amateurs out there who have drones and want to do this, don't do it,
No,
right?
no,
You can't
not,
do that.
Not legal. We have copyright infringements and whatnot, so you don't want to be flying a drone without our permission.
Right. So there's a lot of coordination. We have bigger boats, we have faster boats, we have multiple heats, multiple classes, if you will, and each class will go through 2 heats. At the end of the day on Sunday, when everything wraps up, where you announce the winners, about what time do you expect that to take place?
I believe our racing is completed around 4 o'clock.
Right.
After that, then we have to go back and do tech inspections on the boats to make sure that nothing was illegal, and do the scoring. Once the scoring is completed, then we'll go up to the bandstand and do an award ceremony and give out their trophies and flags and
Purses.
purses.
Right. That's, now, you've been back to Dunkirk. This is your 2nd year. Tell me, what is it about Dunkirk that has brought you back?
You know, there's having a race in the inner harbor and then out into the lake is pretty spectacular. Other races around the country are either on a lake or in the ocean. But here you get the best of both worlds. You get totally different conditions, because you'll get rough, choppy, could be wavy water out into the lake, and then when you come into the harbor, you've got relatively flat, smooth area. So it's, V-bottom boats are better in rough, and catamarans are better in smooth, and so you get a combination of both, and it makes for fun setting up of equipment, but it makes a fun race. And I was looking at our program that we did here last year, and it just is a good-looking race. It just, having it in the harbor is something special, and that's what I think I like about it the most. And how everybody can be in one. Everything is in one area. The pits, the race, the boats going into the water. It's all in one close proximity, which makes it more exciting.
And of course, people can watch this all the way from Wright Park Beach all the way to Point Gratiot. And the lighthouse is having a big event, so people can go to the lighthouse, watch it there. You can go up in the tower and see it. So there is a huge venue, if you will, where people
Sure.
can sit and watch the race. So we have is this their last leg of the qualifying for the World?
This is the first leg.
The first leg, okay.
Yes.
So they have to qualify here, then they go to Clearwater,
Right.
and then
to
Key West.
Yes.
So that's pretty exciting. So it's kind of neat to be first. And you're coming back again, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Coming back
Yeah.
again. Now, Hector, tell us about this. It's going to be streamed live on CBS Sports. But we have it for how many years?
Well, we're looking to do this for another year, 3 years, and then we'll research it again. The mayor's been in negotiations with Larry and Race World Organization, and we've been in negotiations with CBS, and it all looks good. And I don't see why we can't bring it back another year.
And we will have this live streamed on our website also, Race World Offshore. So you can go to raceworldoffshore.com and watch it live on that.
and we've got some commercials on WIVB on Channel 4.
Yeah.
So we're on TV
Right,
already.
right. And of course, we have our Dunkirk Access.
Absolutely, you
will
guys
be
do.
there too.
They do a
So,
good job here.
Larry, what else? Is there anything that I haven't brought up that you haven't had a chance to talk about? Anything that the people might want to know about the boats? They can see them at the parade.
Right. There's one other thing that's happening that I forgot to mention is the Poker Run boats that are based out of Buffalo are coming down here. They're going to bring probably 15 or so of their Poker Run boats that are going to be here. We're using quite a few of them on the site for our safety and for pace boats. And they're going to be parked along the pier also, so you'll see a lot of these new fancy Poker Run boats here.
Okay, now what is a Poker Run boat? What is it? Okay. How does it compare to?
Well, what a Poker Run boat is, it's there's catamarans, V-hulls, skaters, fountains, outer limits, all these different manufacturers that have high performance boats. It's like in cars. You have a car club and you'll have your Corvettes and your Porsches and and you go and you show your equipment off. That's what they're going to do here this year. They're going to have them parked along the pier, and you'll be able to see these are really nice, sleek, expensive Poker Run boats here.
Okay.
So that's I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a pretty big deal that we're doing this year.
There'll be 15 of them?
At least 15 of them, yeah.
15. Will they be a part of the parade?
Yes, some of them are. We've invited them to come onto the parade because some of them are trailering them down here instead of driving them down from Dunkirk or Ohio. So we told them to get here in time where we can put them in the parade.
Okay. Now, Hector, where does the parade begin? Where does the parade route?
Well, because of the boats being so big, they're going to have to utilize and come out of the Clarion, next to the Clarion, that empty city lot right now. And we're fortunate that is being able to be used. And we might have to, depending on the number of boats, we might have to also use the Washington Avenue parking lot across from the hotel there. But what they'll do is they'll come out and they'll take a left immediately on Route 5 and come through the Main Street Viaduct, which is the highest viaduct that we have in the city. And then they'll take 6th Street and come up and merge the parade into the parade right by the library and head north on Central past the City Hall, where we'll have someone there on stage and announcing all the boats and the other organizations that are participating in the parade. So
Okay.
we're looking forward to the parade because it'll be probably the closest that many of the area residents can get to the boats, unless they come down to the race village after the boats are done racing.
And I remember last year they actually got to go up and touch the boats and see the boats. So that's really exciting, especially for the kids.
Oh,
know.
it's great for the kids to go in and see what they are, talk to the teams and all that. It's a fun family event, that's for sure.
It is, and we've also reached out to CNRC, Chautauqua Nursing Rehabilitation Center, and Larry was here last month, and we went and talked to Janelle Frazier there, and we're going to bring another boat over there, isn't that right, Larry?
Yeah, that's right.
And the old folks, they like it. You know, they're recuperating and recovering and rehabbing on some of their injuries, and they come out in their wheelchairs and they're loving to touch the boat and be a part of it. So that's really great.
I got a funny story about that. Last year there was a lady in a wheelchair that was, I was just sitting back looking, and she was like touching the boat, and I took a picture of her. And this year I go to meet over there and walking down the hallway, and I saw her. And I took the picture. I said, "This is you last year. I remember seeing it." And she was just so excited to see
great.
that. And I said, "Well, we'll see you with a boat this year again. I'll get another picture of you."
Well, you know, Larry, you have really become a part of our community and a part of our city, and we are so fortunate to have you here and have you bring the boats here and to do this again. I mean, this is just phenomenal. So everyone needs to come out, plan on it. It's going to be a great event, a great weekend. Obviously, it starts Wednesday with music at the point. And the music, now, will the music be in the park or will it be on the pier this week?
Well, it looks like we're going to be able to move it to the pier on Thursday, and the people and the residents and tourists alike we'll be able to take a look at what it's going to look like for music on the pier.
So music on the pier, and the pier is phenomenal. It is just phenomenal. Anyone who thought that it wasn't going to be, you're wrong, because it is great.
They have done a nice job. Yeah.
And so we have the parade on Friday. We have bands on Saturday, bands on Sunday. They can watch the boats in the water on Saturday. You can see the wing walker.
Oh yeah.
Watch the final events on Sunday. So come out, enjoy this fabulous weekend in the city of Dunkirk. Watch the boat show and enjoy. And thank you. Thank you for watching City Speaks. Thank you, Larry, for being here, for coming back again. We'll look forward to it next year again.
Thank you very much.
And thank you all. Thank you for watching City Speaks. You can watch it daily, 3 o'clock and 10 o'clock on Spectrum 1301. Catch us by going to Dunkirk Access on YouTube. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you like. If you have a message you want to send to me, to the mayor, or anyone, do that. vwestling at cityofdunkirk.com. Call me direct, 716-363-6888. Send a snail mail, Vicki Westling, to Central City Hall, Central Avenue in Dunkirk. And thank you. Thank you for watching City Speaks.